What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you represent. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. If it's your first time checking out the show. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. If you want to skip the line, family, you can jump into the super chat. That way you make sure that your comment go noticed. I am going to go in on this topic, then I'll double back into the chat, starting with the super chat, and then I'll work my way over to the regular chat. In fact, I'm gonna give a few of you guys time to get in. I know this was like abrupt, but I wanted to cover it before the night ends, at least ends in the US. So waiting on you guys to get in. I'm gonna let a few hundred of y'all come in and then I'm going in. Southern Nation 843, what up? What's up, Leela? Leela M in the building. Got some new members, Matt Decker, CTF, was that CT Fairbet Organization, Marlon Fisher, Kathleen Floyd, all new members to the WillieDLive channel. Show them some love, fam. All right. Okay, so I'm going in, fam. So everybody else just got to catch up. You dig what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to catch up. So Donald Trump, your president, he has announced a surge of hundreds of federal agents being sent to Chicago. Now, I thought that this move was rather unexpected, considering that Mayor Lori Lightfoot emphatically said that Trump is not sending agents, feds, or the military into Chicago, will not be sending the military to her city, no matter how chaotic things are. Trump announced Wednesday that he was going to send the agents in amidst this surge of violence in Chicago. So much violence in Chicago. On Tuesday, 14 people were shot at a funeral. A funeral, fam. 14 people were shot. Just to say one person was shot at a funeral is once. But 14 people were shot in a drive-by at a funeral of a guy who was killed in a drive-by. Police end up catching one person, but we don't know if that was one of the shooters or one of the funeral attendees who was returning fire, because several attendees returned fire. One of the neighbors that was in the area described the scene as bodies laying everywhere. Bodies, she said, bodies was everywhere. Trump said he had no choice. And he said this during a speech from the White House, announcing that the Department of Justice would send hundreds of troops, hundreds of agents, actually is what the word that he used, from the DEA, ATF, and the US Marshal Service, Department of Homeland Security, and FBI to the city to help drive down violent crime. Family, I know what some of you guys are thinking, some of y'all that don't really think too deep. I can tell what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, good, something needs to happen. They're gonna make it worse, believe me. They're gonna go over there. Look, The police already make things worse. The reason why things are so bad in Chicago is partially because of the police in Chicago. So when people say, oh, now, how do y'all feel about defunding the police now? Still feel the same way, because the police was at the scene of the funeral. They were there before the incident kicked off. The police was, let me back up, fam, because y'all don't hear me. The police was there and they couldn't prevent it. They didn't prevent it. They were there. So if you're paying the police to protect the citizens, and the police are actually there and can't protect the citizens, why are they getting paid? Now, some of you guys don't understand what defund the police means, so let me break it down to you. It doesn't mean that you get rid of the police altogether, but you get rid of a great majority of them. You get rid of that budget because they don't need it. Think about what I'm saying, fam. This makes sense. This is for all you people out there, especially you cop apologists. This makes a lot of sense, right? If crime continues to go up, if more and more people are being incarcerated, if violent crime continues to rise, if more police officers are being hired and more money is being put into the budget for policing, how does that make sense? Does that even make sense? Where else, what else do you know where you just continue to put money into something that doesn't work? If anything, you scale back. You scale it back and you put that money. So what we say defund the police, we're saying redirect those funds into social services. You're talking about, instead of sending the police out to somebody's house when somebody is having a mental breakdown, you send trained professionals, unarmed trained professionals to the house to extract that person and take them in. Trained people, not police officers who are just trained to just go in and bust heads and shoot people. You put money toward preventative measures like alcoholic and drug prevention programs. Instead of waiting on people to get on drugs, you do certain things to prevent people and educate people about the use of drugs and to prevent people from getting on drugs in the first place. You put money into social services like educating people about teen pregnancy. You put money into the economic initiatives so that people can learn trades, and no matter what happens, they'll always be employed. Once you have a trade, you don't know any broke people with trades. If you do, they're probably on drugs. But people with trades always have money. They're gonna always have money. So you put money towards situations like that. You put money towards vocational skills. Not skills, but vocational programs, so that people can get skills and they can become entrepreneurs and self-reliant. And now you eliminate all of these thousands and thousands of unemployed situations. So we're talking about putting money towards people being able to become homeowners. All of these things help to stimulate communities. This is what we mean by taking that money and putting them into the communities and not the police who constantly violate the communities. Why, if the police are not doing their job, you know, if you knew for a fact, if you had a situation where somebody is doing a job and they're constantly getting bad grades, go to the website on Google any police department across America and you'll be hard pressed to find one that has a review of more than 2 stars. Most of them have 1 star or less. And they only have 1 star, well, not 1 star or less, but most of them have 1 star. And the only reason why they have 1 star, because you got to give them something. So if it's not working, why are you constantly putting money into it? The only reason why people put money into it, because it's out of fear. It doesn't work, but people say, well, you know, I know it doesn't work, and I know they kill a lot of people, and I know they kill innocent people all the time, and I know they're bullies and all of this stuff, but I just feel safer with them anyway. Not me. Not me. Not at all. 90% of the police officers in the United States need to go. They're totally useless. All you need, police officers do not prevent crime. Let's get that straight. Police officers respond to crime. That's what they do. That is what they do. Most of the time you see police officers, what are they doing? Harassing people, writing tickets, pulling up on people for no reason. And oftentimes they're escalating situations and creating crimes. This is what they're doing. But you know, this is what they've been trained to do. So why are we constantly giving them more money? Why are we paying taxes, using our tax money to fund our own oppression and our own abuse? It don't really make a lot of sense to me. Defund the police. So here's one of the big problems also with Trump sending these agents in, these federal agents in. A lot of military people are offended by that because they're wearing camouflage gear with no identity on them. So you don't know who is a federal agent and who is military. These people in the military work, you know, years, you know, and they go on missions and they risk their lives to have the honor to wear certain types of uniforms with certain kinds of decals on them. And these guys is running around here just putting on something and busting heads. And these guys in the military have a certain amount of training that these guys out here that just letting out on the streets don't have. So military guys, including not just ex-military people, people that's in the military right now, people that are high up in the military, people that are in the Pentagon, they are offended by these agents that Trump is sending into these cities, wearing this camouflage gear and beating up on these on citizens. They're totally offended by it. But you know, they always, this is what they do. They create chaos, and then they try to swoop in and play the hero. The average person so slow in the mind, they're thinking, oh, this is all great. This is great. But they always make situations worse. They don't make the situation better. And they always end up treading on people's rights. And there's always collateral damage. So there'll be innocent people that are going to be killed as a result of these cats going in here in the name of justice and preventing anarchy. They're going to actually go in and create a lot of anarchy. But the people that are not affected by it, who live in the nicer communities, it's going to make them feel safer. So they're going to just turn the blind eye, or they're going to just thumbs up and say, hey, good job, guys. So you got to watch him. Anything that Trump do, Trump ain't never did nothing right. So I don't trust nothing he does. I know for a damn fact he don't care nothing about black folks. So he's sending those troops out there to show off his might, to show off his authority, to show off his power. That's the only reason why he's sending those troops out there. Now, don't get me wrong, fam. The people in Chicago got work to do, because while I do believe that other factors are in play here and other people are killing black people in Chicago and killing folks in Chicago, there still is a number of black people that are partaking in this foolishness also. Less than 24 hours after this drive-by shooting at a damn funeral home. There was a little girl, a 3-year-old girl that was shot in the head while riding in her family's car in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. So yeah, they do, that needs to be assistance, but that needs to be, I think that assistance should come from some type of, neighborhood community activist leadership. That power needs to be invested in the activists, the people that are on the ground, the people that are actually working, the people that actually love the people that know the people, that work in the community. And I say they need to be on the ground, and they need to have the authority, and with some trained special agents, not these people that they're sending in, because the people that they're sending in, they got busting heads on their mind, and they don't care nothing about the people. All they care about is going out there protecting those federal buildings. Go on in, fam, see what y'all got to say about this. Clayton Powell says, I used to say that the people in the military wouldn't actually kill us if they were set loose on US citizens. But now we can all see for ourselves that is not all true. They will not help us. Lady G, hello everybody, missed the notification. Real talk, better late than ever. If you can't control your kids, they have people who will. Valentino, spoken like a true Trumpy, a true Trumpet. Katrina Hamilton says, get rid of the mayor in Chicago, embarrassing. Tony Williams, Trump loved the fact that there's a lot of racist things going on. Yeah, of course he does. Good point, Tony. Mary Washington, what's up, Mary? Kevin Wilson, just hope Chicago citizens stop killing one another. Florida is running wild with Corona. This aren't federal agents. These are paramilitary. WC, damn, you snap, Willie. These federal agents are gonna bust some heads to protect the mega rich and Trump's ego. Nate Jones, police chief, says they have 117,000 members in Chicago. We have to protect our women and children. Diamond Star James, Willie D, these guys in Chicago don't care about life out there. See, when you see here, and here's the danger about just saying these guys. That's a generalization. These guys in Chicago don't care about life out there. What should they do? I agree that there are some guys out there that don't care about life, but there's also many people that do. The great majority of people in Chicagoans are good people. Most of the people in Chicago are good, hardworking people. It is that small, wild, wild west thuggish bunch that makes all of Chicago looks bad. And it's that part that the rest of the collective parts of Chicago need to turn on and stomp out. I know a lot of people in Chicago, so you can't tell me nothing about Chicago. You can't tell me Chicago. You can't just say these guys in Chicago is bad, because when you say these guys, I start thinking about the people that I know in Chicago that are hardworking people, the people out in Chicago that are trying to stop the violence, the people that are trying to reach, the OGs that are trying to reach the youngsters in Chicago. So when you say these guys, you're putting them in that same group and you're putting their lives at risk also. So you got to be careful with that type of language, because people were easy. Oh, Chicago, black dude, boom, no problem. Whatever happens to him, he get it. Chicago, female, boom, whatever happened to her, no problem. She get it. She deserved it. She from Chicago. Mary says, Willie, the great hard working people are getting killed by the small amount of thugs. My point exactly. It's just like America. If you look at America overall, America, the people in America overall is good, hardworking people. It is that portion, that sector, that vile sector, especially when you start talking about the politicians. It's them. That's a small minority that do all the crime, do all the dirty stuff that makes the country as bad as it is. They started off, the politicians and the elected officials and the judges and the law enforcement, and it trickles down to everybody else. Because you know what happens? Everybody else is looking at the leadership and they're saying, well, how are you going to tell me how to act and do the right thing, and you're not doing the right thing? That's hypocritical. It's like having an alcoholic parent, and that alcoholic parent is trying to tell you to not drink. You're like, man, fuck out of here. What you talking about? That you're not going to respect that. What happens in America? You got all the criminals, the politicians, and the people in law enforcement, and the judges, and all these people. Even doctors and lawyers and scientists. These people that are supposed to be upstanding pillars of the community, they're committing all kinds of crimes and doing all kinds of unjust things. But then they want everybody else to walk the straight and narrow. That don't make sense, and it don't work like that. Leadership starts at the top, and the people are going to respond by what you do, not by what you say. Uniquely me, good point. What I don't get is why aren't all of the gang members targeting our enemies who are Ku Klux Klan members in a badge and a gun in hiding? Why they're secretly taking us out? Okay, gang members, I know some of y'all listen to the show. Why aren't y'all targeting all of the gang members? Why aren't y'all targeting the enemies? She says, uniquely me, or I guess that's a guy. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but uniquely me says, this is a question for y'all, the gang members in Chicago and everywhere else for that matter. Why aren't y'all targeting our enemies who are Ku Klux Klan in a badge and a gun in hiding, while they are secretly taking us out? That's the question. What's your answer? That's the question that Uniquely wants to know. What's your answer? And what Uniquely is, that question that Uniquely is posing is not like some far-fetched type question as far as like, well, let me back up, not the question, but the statement part of the question, if that makes sense, was she's saying that, he's saying that calling the certain members of law enforcement Klansmen. We know the FBI has stated that the Ku Klux Klan has infiltrated law enforcement. So this is not some made up thing. This is documented that there are card-carrying members of the Ku Klux Klan in law enforcement. Child of Ogun says, how do you say that gangs are bad, but then ask the same gangs to come to your defense? I think what happens here is that I think that that the commenter is trying to give the gang members an opportunity to consciously pick a side. Like, I think that's what's happening here. Consciously pick a side. What's up, Latifah Williams? B1. Constantly Thinking says, bring back capital punishment for all these senseless killings, including the police. Give them all their fair trial rights, but include the speedy trial process, and death occurs a week after they go. Well, how does that work? Because oftentimes they get it wrong. You can go through a trial, whether it be speedy or whether it takes forever to drag out, and they still get it wrong. A lot of prosecutors are dirty. A lot of evidence gets manufactured or suppressed. People get a lot of witnesses lie, and you don't find out till sometimes, 20 years later. A person gets exonerated through DNA evidence. A snitch recants. Somebody lies, somebody who lied, to protect somebody's image or to protect themselves or to give the police a suspect, they lie. And sometimes people say what they think they saw or they think they heard. And it turns out that that wasn't the truth. And sometimes forensic evidence exonerates a person. So yeah, I don't agree with that. The death penalty is not the answer. The death penalty is already on the books in many states already, and it does not prevent people from killing. The death penalty does not stop people from killing. It just doesn't. It don't stop killers from killing. Killers want to kill, they're going to kill, no matter what. This goes back to defunding the police, redirecting those funds into social services. This is where mental health could use that money, a lot of that money. We could put a lot of that money towards mental health, because a lot of people in America are just mentally off. So if a lot of people was getting the treatment that they needed, you wouldn't have as many crazies running around America. A lot of people go all through elementary, high school, elementary, middle school, high school, college, just all through their adult life, all the way into 20s, all through their 20s or 30s. And they be off and they never receive any kind of help, no kind of assistance. And then one day they wake up and go in and kill 55 people. And then next thing you know, oh man, we should have helped them. There were signs. Of course there were signs. But even when there aren't signs, we should have some type of courses. These things should be taught in school. Conflict resolution should be taught in school. These racial and ethnic tolerance courses, they should be taught in school. Religious courses, religion tolerance should be taught in school. And it's not saying that you got to believe in a certain religion or whatever, but just respect another person's right to believe in it. And that's what happens in America, man. Somebody don't agree with you, people, if somebody don't agree with with us, we lose our damn minds. We become very disrespectful and we just go off. We have no sense of conflict resolution or how to resolve conflict. We just go off. Fists, guns, insults, knives, go straight off. This is many people's mentality in America. So yeah, you know what? Let me look at Chicago, Illinois. I'm trying to see if Illinois has a death penalty. Okay, so it's been repealed in Illinois since 2011. They used to use death penalty by hanging up until 1928. The death penalty was reinstated in Illinois on July 1st, 1974, but voided by the Supreme Court of Illinois in 1975. Illinois officially reinstated the death penalty on July 1st, 1977. On September 8, 1983, the state adopted lethal injection as the default method of execution in Illinois, but the electric chair remained operational to replace lethal injection if needed. Okay, so Democratic Governor Pat Quinn signed legislation on March 9, 2011 to abolish the death penalty in Illinois to go into effect July 1st, 2011, and commuted the death sentences of the 15 inmates on Illinois' death row to life imprisonment. Quinn was criticized for signing the bill after saying that he supported the death penalty during the 2010 gubernatorial campaign, after which he defeated the Republican candidate with 46.8% of the vote. In 2018, Governor Bruce Rauner called the death penalty to be imposed on convicted cop killers. See, again, they want the death penalty imposed on convicted cop killers, but they don't want the death penalty imposed on cops who kill. This is that part of the elitist program. The death, if you're gonna have the death penalty imposed automatically, it should be imposed on everybody automatically. Anybody get killed can get it. What makes the police special? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes them so special? They ain't special. They bleed and breathe just like everybody else. How are we paying them? They're the employees. We pay them, but they got more protection than we got under the law. How in the hell, help me make that make sense. What's up, Michael Brown? Art V, I see you. I see Canada in the building, unit number 5150. What up? Police protect the wealth. Ms. Giles Wade, that's Democrats for you. Family, y'all got to understand, whatever the Democrats did, the Republicans was watching them do it. You dig? In fact, they was helping them do it. Whatever the Republicans did, the Democrats was right there helping them do it. They're all in the same gang, fam. Those seats, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, if you're running for office, if a Republican and a Democrat is running against each other for a particular seat, that seat wields the same amount of power and it pays the same salary, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. So when they get in that office, when they get in there, it's incumbent upon the person that's in that seat to do right by the people. I'm pretty sure if I took a poll right now, most of you would agree that your elected officials are not doing right by you. And it doesn't matter if they're Democrats or Republicans. It's still messed up. You know, they're all, the bottom line, fam, is they're all in the same game. This is what we got to understand. This is why you shouldn't even vote party. You should vote for policy. Vote policy, not party. See, what up, Rep Taurus? Meg G Dub. Dwayne Smith, Nutty One. I heard the old man is coming home in Chicago. That's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Larry Hoover is coming home. All right, fam, that's it. Kathleen Floyd. Was that Marlon Fisher? Matt Decker. Yeah, I know it's late, fam, but I just wanted to jump on real fast and not let this night end without chiming in on Trump making this move to send troops into Chicago. Family, it's a trap. It is a trap. So, you know, like I said, Trump ain't never did nothing right by the people. Never. Since he's been in office, even before he was in office, he's never done anything for the greater good of the community, the city, the state, the country. And you better believe you me, fam, this right here is another one of those moves that it's a trap. He ain't doing this to better Chicago. Chicago is not going to be better after he leaves, after the troops leave. I can guarantee it's not going to be. You're going to hear a bunch of horror stories. So you can hear your horror stories from people harming each other, or you can hear your horror stories from the troops harming the people. But that's what's coming. That I can guarantee you. Until next time, fam, y'all be safe out there. Take care of each other. Love on them babies, for real. No more talk.